drums are the heartbeat of the song, but sometimes they need a little help lifting a song's intensity in just the right places. Here's an automation trick that I call the dynamic drum fills trick, and it's going to help the feel of a track without the listener even knowing why. So the first thing we'll do is we'll listen to the song, and it's right at the end of the first verse going in to the chorus, and listen to the drum fill and what happens.
Can't deny it, no one gets out of here alive. Every golden sunset fades to black. Never.
It sounded okay, but we can actually make this sound a whole lot better and a lot more exciting. And the first thing I'm going to do is zoom in here, and this is the subgroup for the drums. And there's a lot of drum tracks here, but this is a subgroup and everything runs through it. And this is what we're going to automate. So the first thing I'm going to do is put my automation into touch. And what this means is the automation only kicks in when I touch the fader. Then when I release the touch on the fader, the automation stops. So here we go. Now watch when I automate this.
Can't deny it, no one gets out of here alive. Every golden sunset fades to black.
Okay, let's listen.
Can't deny it, no one gets out of here alive. Every golden sunset fades to black.
Now you can hear that's a lot more exciting. Let's listen to the first one. Turn the automation off and let me zoom out. Again, this is the fader right here. This is without the automation.
Can't deny it, no one gets out of here alive. Every golden sunset.
And here's with the automation on.
Can't deny it, no one gets out of here alive. Every golden sunset fades to black.
And you can hear that's a lot more exciting because not only do we hear the drum fill a whole lot better, but we also just get the feel of intensity. The intensity rises there, and that's just what we want. Let's try another one just so you can hear it. And we're going to go to another place in the song. This is right at the end of a verse, another verse. Actually, it's the B section, and it's going into the chorus. Have a listen.
To live this precious life, every day is a gift.
So again, there's a drum fill there, and it sounds okay, but we can make it sound better. So again, I'll zoom in, and what we're going to do is we're going to put the master fader of the subgroup fader of the drums, into touch automation. And again, the only time this automation begins to write is when we touch the fader. And as soon as we stop touching it, then it stops writing. So here we go again.
To live this precious life, every day is a gift.
Let's listen again.
To live this precious life, every day is a gift.
Now actually, I was a little late on that because you can hear the last hi-hat come up as well, which we don't want. So let's try it again. What I'm going to do is cancel that last one out. And here we go, one more.
To live this precious life, every day is a gift.
Let's play that back.
To live this precious life, every day is a gift.
Now again, let's listen with the automation off. Have a listen.
To live this precious life, every day is a gift.
With the automation on.
To live this precious life, every day is a gift.
Now the other thing that happened there was I left the automation in for the downbeat of the section. And a lot of engineers like to do this because what it does is it reinforces the beginning of the section. So there's a couple things to remember here. The first thing is on the drum fills or anything that's dramatic, you want to automate it, raise it up for only that dramatic part, and maybe the downbeat of the next section, and then take your automation off so it goes back to the normal level. And you're going to find all of a sudden there's going to be a lot of excitement in the track that wasn't actually there, that you're putting in the mix. And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to add excitement to our mix. And this is the way to do it with the dynamic drum fills trick. To summarize the dynamic drum fills trick, the first thing is to find the sections in the song that you think need to be emphasized. These can be drum fills, they could be accents, or they can be downbeats of a section. The next thing is to group the drums or add a subgroup. That means if you're grouping them, just one fader is going to control all the faders in the group. And if it's a subgroup, it's a separate subgroup that you could EQ separately. You can add compression and processing, whatever. Now, just remember that it doesn't only have to be the drums. You could add the bass in there as well, or any other parts that you need. And in fact, this doesn't have to be the drums. It could be just certain parts that need to be emphasized. The next thing is to place the automation in touch mode. Touch mode means that it's only writing when you touch the fader, and this is either touching with your finger on a console or a controller, or touching it with the mouse. And finally, raise the fader level for the fill or accent or whatever section that you want to emphasize. And once again, just remember that you can use this with any other instruments or the entire mix. It doesn't have to be relegated to only the drums. This works for just about anything that needs to be emphasized for just a small point in time in the mix.